This is the plaintiff, Benigno Echevarria. He says he brought his car to the defendant's shop to get the front wheel bearings replaced. And 2 months later, he took his car to get tires at another shop and was told the bearings were bad and needed to be replaced. Turns out the plaintiff never did the work she said she did, was falsely charged and is outraged and demands his $420 back here and now. This is the defendant, Vicky Marin. She says she didn't appreciate the plaintiff's attitude when he came storming into her shop accusing her of not doing the work she was hired to do. When he demanded to speak to the owner, she did a 360, turned right around to him and looked him in the eyes and said, "May I help you? I am the owner." He didn't know what to say, but there's no way she's giving this man any money back, and she stands by her work. She's accused of getting paid and not doing a thing.
All parties, please raise your right hand. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome, ma'am.
Okay, Mr. Benigno Echevarria, you are suing TLC Auto Repairs and Sales Incorporated, represented here by Vicky Maron?
Correct.
Okay. For $420, a cost that you paid to have your ball bearings replaced, and according to you, the job was no good. So talk to me. Tell me what happened.
Yes. November 30, took my vehicle over to TLC. I dropped the car off around 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
And how did you pick them as a mechanic?
They were 3 blocks from my residence.
Had you ever used them before?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
At about 6 o'clock in the afternoon, I called. They said they were still working on the vehicle. Well, before all that happened, they said it would take about 2 hours for each side to get done. So I figured 4 hours. That sounds reasonable. 6 hours went by, I never heard from them. 10:30 in the evening, I decided to walk over to them. My car was out in the lot. Supposedly the job was done.
At 10:30, they're still open?
Yes.
My gosh, all the time?
Yeah.
Or do you ever close?
When the work's done.
How many hours a day are you there?
I'm only there during the regular business hours. My head mechanic stays maybe some days until 1 o'clock in the morning because people need their cars for the next day.
Okay, and then he gets to rest. Does he ever rest? Do you get to rest?
A little bit.
Very little. I hope she pays you well. All right, so go on.
Around 10:30, I picked up my vehicle. I drove home. Gave the car a couple of months. I figured, the bearings would need to, I guess, wear in, work themselves in or whatever.
Well, wait, what happened during that couple of months?
The car was still shaking. The front end was still shaking. The tires felt like they were going to fall off.
So why would you wait a couple of months?
Because I was giving them the benefit of the doubt, Your Honor. Because
who does that? Nobody does that.
Well,
Doesn't sound believable.
They said that, the job was done. Anyway, so I took the car to Sears. And I never mentioned to Sears that I had the car worked, the bearings have worked on. So I told them if I could give them an inspection because my front end was shaking. And they said, no problem. That's where I got this.
Okay.
And
see that? And this is what, 4 months after you had the job done?
No, this was like 3 months after the job was done.
3 months? Okay.
So I brought it back to them, and I explained to them that my bearings were no good, that I took it to Sears, and that they told me that my bearings needed to be replaced.
Who were you talking to at that point?
I was talking to the young lady, the female.
Okay, go on.
She said that Sears didn't know what they were talking about, that that's what they do. So I told her, why would they do that?
I don't know, I can think of one possible reason. Anyway, go on.
After, going back and forth on this, she agreed that, okay, they will do them again.
Okay, now you have a slightly different take on how that conversation went. Tell me about it.
Oh, yeah. It went a lot different. He came in. We had a customer. We're a small shop. As you can see, it's only the 3 of us. And I had a customer sitting at my desk because when the customers come in, I try to get a little friendly with them. And he came in ranting, raving, screaming. And I'm like, one, don't talk to me like this. I don't know, who do you think I am? You can't do that. And I said, then he kept on insisting. Sears said, we never replace them. And I said, they're lying. I said, if I prove to you that we put these bearings in, I want you to apologize. He said, no. That got me even hotter under the collar. And I wasn't there that day he came in and replaced this. All I know is what they did do.
Who worked on the car? Which of the two of you? You did.
This is originally.
Okay.
Tony,
did you replace the bearings?
Yes, both bearings in the front.
And so what happened?
I said to him, we will check the car. That's what I would do. So we did. We
You put the
waited a
car on
couple
the
hours,
left.
put the car on the left. But what bothered me is he kept on insisting, Sears said, we never changed it.
And did he hand you something from Sears that says that?
That's the first time I've ever seen.
So he didn't hand, that night he never handed you something from
No.
Sears saying that. All right, go on.
No, he never did.
And according to you, did you hand them something
course
from?
I did.
Okay, well, do you have something better than this? Because this just says suggest wheel bearings. It doesn't say no wheel bearings were not replaced 3 months ago. He doesn't.
On the top left corner there, Your
Top
Honor?
left. Okay. Okay. Synthetic oil change.
Okay.
Multi-point steering evaluation. Both front wheel bearings need to be replaced. Said work was done 2 months ago. Doesn't look like it. That's what Sears. He's right.
Right.
That is what
That's
Sears
what-
said. Okay.
And what we did was we put the car on the left. That's when, now this is Billy. He was the one taking off the tires the second
Billy, come
time.
on up. Switch with Billy, please. Thank you. Okay.
Yeah, I had took the wheel off, but we couldn't get it off. They cross-threaded one of the lug nuts, so it snapped when it came off, and I handed it to him and told him, this is what Sears did. When you take the wheel off, to see the wheel bearing, you have to take off the caliper, the rotor, and everything to seal the wheel bearing. And once we took all the part, I showed him, you can see this wheel bearing's been changed. It's new. You can see it.
How can you see it?
Because you have to pull everything off.
Yeah,
to
once you
see.
pull everything out, what do you see about it that says, oh, that's new? What do you see?
Well, it wouldn't be all usually when you take a wheel bearing off, it's weathered. It's all rusted and everything else. This one you could see was still new.
How? Because it was shiny?
Silver,
It was still a little
all
silver.
You can see it's perfectly
Okay,
silver.
so did you show that to him?
Yes, we did.
We even showed him the cotter pin because that was another thing he said, that everything was old. I said, well, we showed him, this is an old cotter pin on your car. Look, go look in the back. Here's a new one. And it was pretty much silver. And this is where the fun part starts.
This is where the fun part starts?
Yeah, this is, the office was one thing, okay? He was standing there, and I made sure, I distinctly said to him after this whole thing, the tire is down. I says, do you see the new wheel bearing? His answer was yes. Now, my fault was, we didn't test drive this car even to see if the wheel bearing was bad. That's an error on my part, and I'll admit to that. I'm taking somebody else's word. I said, now, I want you to apologize.
Okay.
No, I want to see your boss. Tony was behind me. Can I help you?
So you're the boss, you're the owner.
I'm the owner.
Okay.
And it's when I turned to Billy, because he still refused to say what the agreement was, but we talked to.
Which is, I'm sorry. You wanted him to say, I'm sorry.
I did, because
Because
we
you were
did change
insulted.
it.
Because the guy was accusing you of lying and of not having done the work and charging for work you didn't do. So once you saw it was shiny, you feel like he owed you an apology.
Absolutely.
And according to you, he saw it was shiny.
Yes.
And did you see it was shiny?
I saw it, but he called was shiny. I don't think it was.
Okay.
Especially the cotter
So
pin.
then he refused to apologize, and then what'd you do?
No, once he
No,
did that,
I did apologize,
He did
Your Honor.
apologize.
Okay. And what'd you
He's-
apologize for?
Because she said that she was going to put everything back together and send me on my way unless I did.
Okay.
That part she forgot.
This is hysterical. I
That part
love
she forgot to
this.
mention.
You just don't see this kind of thing anymore, you know? It's usually about the money, you know, but not here. That's why I love small claims, man. It's always about the principle. I love this. Apologize. No. Then I'll leave you. Then I'll strap your car up and you can go on your way. Okay, now I apologize. That's so sincere. All right. So he apologizes, and then what
I did say
happened?
that because I used a bad word. I told Billy to put the tire and get the car. I really did.
All right, and so now, but tell me how it gets resolved that evening, because this is really where it gets interesting. You end up telling him, I'll change your wheel bearings again?
Yeah, you know what? I did say that, and on the receipt that he did sign when he came in with his beautiful signature here, it states, because you can't see it because this is a photocopy, these are my repair orders where you can see he has a 45-day labor warranty.
Okay.
Not 3 months.
All right, so now, and yet, inexplicably, you decide that I guess to keep a guy happy who won't apologize sincerely, that you are going to change it again that night.
I
Do you
did.
change it again that night?
Yes, we did.
Okay. And then what happens? Then he goes off,
He goes off.
and then what happens?
The same problem again, Your Honor.
When?
As soon as I drove out.
No.
What? No, show me, how do you know that? You mean it drove the same, or you mean you took it to Sears
right,
again?
it just drove the same. I told him that.
Did you take it to Sears again?
I took it to Sears again, yes, I
Do
did.
you have then a second evaluation
Yes,
by
I do,
Sears?
Your Honor. And I'd like to say that the lug that they replaced was the right lug, which was the right tire, which is what they showed me. So I took it back to Sears, and that's what they...
Then 2 months later, almost,
Correct.
you come back again after going to Sears, where Sears this time says replace stud and nut from front suspension eval. What's that? Does that have anything to do with wheel bearings?
Evaluation.
Does that have anything to do with wheel bearings?
No.
Nope. No.
Oh, well then what are you complaining about?
I took the car in to get the suspension evaluated. That's part of the bearings. That's part of the suspension, the bearings.
Wait, they all just said it wasn't, and this doesn't say anything about bearings. It says...
On the bottom there.
Okay, this is in handwriting.
I know.
Okay, well, you could have written it.
Well, you can look at my handwriting. It's not the same one.
No, I'm not going to look at your handwriting. I'm going to look at what Sears... If you want to give me competent evidence that Sears says that they still didn't do it, did you do it right in front of him?
We did.
Did they do it right in front of you?
Yes, ma'am. That you mean?
Did they do it right in front of you?
No, they said, first of all, they had me waiting there 20 minutes. Then Tony over there says, we're waiting for the part. So I said, okay. Well, how long is that going to be? He said, about 20 minutes. I said, okay, I live right down the street. He says, yeah, we'll give you a call.
So you left and came back?
Right, no, they said, we'll give you a call when the part comes in. They never called me.
And welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Levin here. So, I need honesty here. Would you blink if you took your car to an auto repair shop and found out that a woman owned it?
The shop?
Yes.
Yeah, I'd be blinking.
How come?
I don't know.
Because you're sexist?
I hate to admit it, but maybe just a tiny bit.
Oh, you're such an honest dude. What do you think?
I think it's uncommon, but it is what it is.
Would you just say, hey, no problem?
No problem.
Okay, now what do you think of these guys?
They're sexist. He's sexist. I would frequent the place more if I knew a woman owned it.
Interesting. Okay, fair enough. Going inside the courtroom.
But you understand that you have given me
Yes.
something from Sears to prove your case that says nothing about bearings, and then somebody hand wrote left front bearing bad.
Yeah, that was the mechanic. He wrote that on.
Yeah,
And I
well,
had to
okay.
go
Well, you
back
understand
again.
why I'm
Yes,
going to
I
use
do.
this as a doily for my beer, right?
Okay.
And as opposed to as evidence.
I understand. But the
Okay,
first
well then
one-
why are you here?
But the first one says it clearly that the bearings were bad.
The
It was
first
never
one says
done.
it clearly, and the first one says it clearly, okay? And if the case ended there, that would be the end of the discussion, okay? But it doesn't end there. You go over there at a time when your warranty's over with, so even though the first one says it clearly, your warranty's over.
They told me I had a year warranty, Your Honor.
They told you had what?
I had a year warranty,
Year
they told
warranty
me,
on
when
the
I
part,
went.
but not the labor. But we did the labor for
I
nothing.
suppose that the parties still have that warranty.
Yeah,
But if you defrauded him and I don't know. But in any event, I don't have to get there because the bottom line is that they ended up to make you happy going ahead and redoing the job, and you don't have any proof that that didn't happen because Sears doesn't give you that proof the second time around. Somebody handwrites it, maybe you, before coming to court to get
If
his
it was
$400
me, Your Honor,
back.
I would have put both
so
bearings.
go. You have no evidence to sustain what you're saying. I rule in favor of the defense.
Thank you.
Hold on right there, please.
Plaintiff's entire case bad right in here. And what's your reaction to this outcome here?
Oh, my reaction is the haves got away against the have-nots again.
Well, I don't know. It seems like she did the work.
No, she didn't. The first job took 6 hours. The second job took less than 3. How did they get it done in such a short time?
They didn't take a coffee break. I don't know.
Maybe, yeah, maybe.
Well, how long do you think the job's supposed to take?
It's at least 2 hours on each side. It was supposed to be 4 hours, at least minimum.
Well, you want to apologize again?
Absolutely not.
right.
Recommended for my dog.
All right, so come on in here.
Hi.
Pretty tough, boss. Pretty
Thanks.
tough. Congratulations. And what happened?
Well, we only replaced one bearing, so that's why it didn't take that long.
Oh.
And I don't understand. We did it right there, and we had to wait for the parts. But I think it was pretty fair because we showed them that we did replace it. New parts do go bad. And we did warranty the work, even though the contract says we didn't have to. He should have paid labor. And we
What do you think of the boss?
She's a good boss.
Huh? Harvey?
Okay, Kurt, to make this very, very clear, there is absolutely no question that the second time around, there was no proof that the new problem was caused by what the defendant did. And that will do it for this case. The litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.